Welcome. Today I'm diving deep into one of the most heated controversies shaking up Washington, and for good reason. We're talking about Representative Ilhan Omar. Her comments on how illegal immigrants and aliens should handle U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and the firestorm that's followed. From Elon Musk's bold statement to Representative Brandon Gill's fiery remarks calling for her immediate deportation, the outrage isn't just smoke. It's a five-alarm blaze fueled by betrayal, hypocrisy, and a fundamental misunderstanding of loyalty to America. If you're tired of politicians who seem more invested and interested in protecting illegal aliens than their own constituents, then buckle up, because this is where we get down to business. Now, let me be crystal clear. This isn't just about a single statement by Ilhan Omar. It's about the broader rot that her politics represent, and a worldview that prioritizes lawbreakers, foreign allegiances, and radical activism over the sovereignty of this great nation. And today, I'm going to explain exactly why her actions are disgraceful, how we got to this point, and why Americans are right to be outraged. Now let's start with the facts. Recently, Omar made headlines when she advised Somalians living in the U.S. illegally to refuse cooperation with ICE. Now, on camera, she told them not to disclose their names, immigration statuses, or any details about how they entered the country. She essentially gave them a step-by-step guide on how to evade law enforcement. Can you say accessory after the fact? Harboring fugitives? Let that sink in for a moment. A sitting member of Congress, sworn to uphold the Constitution, is giving advice to illegal aliens on how to break our laws and avoid deportation. Can you imagine what would happen if any Republican lawmaker told American citizens to ignore tax officials or the FBI or federal investigators? The mainstream media would be calling for their resignation faster than you could imagine. I mean, the double standard, it's incredible. Yet here we are, watching progressive, regressive outlets cover for Omar, spinning her advice as legal guidance or advocating for civil rights. Give me a break. This isn't civil rights, it's sabotage. Elon Musk, God bless him, was right when he called her out on X, stating plainly that she is breaking the law. And what was Omar's response on CNN? Predictably, she dismissed him, saying he doesn't understand the laws of this country. Can you imagine that? Really? Because the last time I checked, coaching illegal aliens to resist federal authorities isn't exactly upholding the law of either. I can't even speak. Now, Elon Musk's critics love to portray him as a tech billionaire meddling in politics. But here's the reality. He's spot on. Omar's advice isn't about protecting civil liberties. It's about undermining them. Now let's get to Representative Brandon Gill's powerful statement. He didn't mince words when he said, America would be a better place if Ilhan Omar were deported back to Somalia. And you know what? That's not some fringe opinion. It's a sentiment shared by millions of Americans who are fed up with politicians who take advantage of the very freedoms this country offers while working to dismantle those same foundations. Let's remember something. Remember Omar's journey. She came here to America as a refugee, fleeing the very instability and violence that America saved her from. We took her in, gave her safety, and opened doors of opportunity, only for her to repay us by consistently advocating for policies that weaken this country's borders, demonize law enforcement, and defend illegal immigration. As Gill said, we should have never let her in. But here's the thing. She's here now, and as an American citizen, we're stuck with her unless she's held accountable. Let me address the critics who say Gill's call for deportation is over the top. Is it though? Is it really? If a congressperson shows more loyalty to undocumented immigrants than to American citizens, should we not question whether they deserve the privilege of representing us? Omar doesn't see the U.S. as a country with laws that need to be enforced. She sees it as a playground for social experiments. And that's exactly why Gill's statement resonates. He understands what a nation without borders is, that a nation without borders is really no nation at all. And Omar's radical agenda threatens the integrity of those borders every single day. Now, of course, the radical left has come rushing to Omar's defense, claiming that the backlash is driven by, you got it, racism, Islamophobia, and misogyny. But let's call this nonsense what it is. A tired, predictable excuse used to shield her from legitimate criticism. When Marjorie Taylor Greene proposed censoring Omar for her previous inflammatory remarks, the left called it a witch hunt. When Republicans criticized her for spreading anti-Israel rhetoric, they claimed it was rooted in prejudice. But at some point, you have to ask the question, when does holding someone accountable for their actions become a matter of principle rather than identity politics? Omar's defenders will say that she's just exercising her First Amendment rights. But freedom of speech comes with responsibility. When you hold a position of power, your words carry weight. When you tell illegal immigrants to obstruct law enforcement, you're not simply expressing an opinion, you're encouraging lawbreaking. And let's not forget that this isn't the first time Omar has been at the center of controversy. Oh, no. She's made a career out of controversial statements, from minimizing the 9/11 attacks by saying some people did something, to spreading anti-Semitic tropes about Israel. Her loyalty has been questioned before, and with good reason. Just last year, a mistranslated clip of her speech in Somali led to another wave of calls for her censure, with Marjorie Taylor Greene correctly pointing out that Omar's rhetoric often walks a fine line between criticism and outright hostility towards American allies. But this latest incident hits differently. This isn't about foreign policy or Israel. This is about our country's borders and the rule of law. Omar's willingness to provide cover for illegal aliens isn't just dangerous, it's treasonous. And before anyone accuses me of hyperbole, let me remind you that border security is national security. When you undermine that, you're not just putting undocumented immigrants ahead of American citizens. Oh, no. You're putting the entire country at risk. So what's the solution? First, we need to get back to basics and back lawmakers like Brandon Gill, who aren't afraid to speak the truth, even when it makes the left uncomfortable. Second, we need to push for real accountability. Ilhan Omar's actions deserve censure. And if there's a legal avenue for further consequences, it should be explored. I think you know what that means. Deportation may be extreme, but extreme times call for bold measures. The future of America's sovereignty depends on leaders who are willing to defend it. And finally, we need to call out the media's role in establishing and enabling this madness. They downplay Omar's comments, frame her politics as sane, and her critics as bigots, and they gaslight the public into thinking that defending illegal aliens is somehow virtuous. Enough is enough. The American people deserve leaders who put their safety and prosperity first, not radicals who undermine our institutions. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. This issue is bigger than Omar, bigger than Gill's statement, and bigger than Musk's tweet. It's about whether we, as a nation, will continue to allow leaders who prioritize foreign interests, illegal aliens, and left-wing activism over the American people. It's about holding those leaders accountable and standing up for what's right. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with Brendan Gill's call for deportation, or do you think there's another path forward? Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with others who care about the future of this country. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay vigilant, stay patriotic, and stay loud.